It's a very special day at Pace Studio because we are live today with the Dropkick Murphys. And they have
the audience applause button. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for being here. We're really excited to have you. And why don't we just jump right in and why don't you tell us a little about the first song you'll be playing for us today?
Sure. This is the first song that kind of precipitated us starting to work on an album. We decided to record this song, and it's an old, very, very old song called "You'll Never Walk Alone," sung by many, from Elvis to Frank Sinatra to Jerry and the Pacemakers, which is kind of the version. The Muppets, got to shout out the Muppets. Just kind of to give a little background on the album, we were dealing with we always write about what's going on in our personal lives, and a lot of drug overdose, opiate addiction stuff going on all over the country, but in New England especially, and just hitting close to home, family members passing away, close friends, and I was coming out of a wake, and this song came on shuffle in my car, and I thought about how kind of sad it is, but it also has that message of hope in it too, and it just kind of summed up everything I was feeling at the time, and I said we should do this song I don't want to say as a, in relation to our feelings with the epidemic, but also as a sign of hope that maybe the country can get past it. I don't know. We don't know why it's not a more prevalent issue. It should be front page in the newspapers every day with the rape people, passing away. But, maybe little stuff like a band singing about it will have a small effect that'll lead to a larger effect. So, the song's called "You Never Walk Alone." When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, all your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. So, I know that you have performed and collaborated with just a lot of artists over the years, over your expansive career, and many of them go beyond the punk genre. And I was wondering, I mean, just to name one big one, Bruce Springsteen is, I understand, a good
Bruce,
friend.
yeah,
And,
Shane McGowan. Jeez,
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of, a lot of great people we've collaborated with. I think that's one of the, great things about being in a band, getting to do cool stuff like that with people you love and respect. And Bruce was a very organic thing. He was bringing his son Evan to one of our shows, and we hit it off. And he said, when are you gonna come to one of my shows? Which we had, but as his guest, and I went to night one, and he said, when are you gonna sing a song? I said, oh boy. So we went back the next night, and I sang with him, and he's invited us to do a bunch of cool stuff since. We invited him to sing on one of our records. Then he showed up last minute on kind of as a surprise at one of our Boston St. Patrick's Day shows. We got the word around, I don't know, maybe noontime that day. We told a close circle of friends that he was coming. It turned into the worst kept secret in Boston history. It's a small town, and word was out all over the place. And, so when it came to the encore, the song that he had sung on this particular record was called Peg of My Heart, and we did it for both my grandmothers, the name Peg Casey and Peg Kelly. So we did Peg of My Heart. My grandmother, who at the time was probably about 89, Peg Kelly, she happened to be there. So everyone's expecting Bruce, and at the end, for the encore, we were going to start with Peg of My Heart, and I came out and I said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest in the house. And the place is like, going crazy, waiting for me to say Bruce. And I said, please give it up for my grandmother. And out comes Bruce, never even mentioned Bruce. You don't need to mention Bruce. Comes out with my grandmother on his arm, and just the look on her face, we could barely pry my grandmother's hands off his arm, though, to get her off the stage. But, things like that are just so special. And then, of course, when there was the marathon bombing tragedy, he sang on another one of our songs, Rose Tattoo, on an EP that raised money for the victims. And it's great when the people you looked up to your whole life in music end up being like everything that they say they are in their songs, So that's been a real kind of special thing for us. So,
Is there anyone that you haven't yet collaborated with that you would like to in the future?
Tom Waits.
that would be cool.
Like
AC/DC,
go on the record
yeah.
as supporting that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, will you tell us a little about the second song you're gonna perform?
Well, kind of in the similar vein of the subject matter with the addiction stuff, we were, in addition to it just being in our own personal lives, the band has a charity foundation called the Claddagh Fund. You can check that out at claddafund.org, CLADDAGHFUND.org. And we raise money for children's charities, veterans causes, and most importantly nowadays, substance abuse programs. And we do things like there's the adolescent halfway house in Boston that we're very involved with the kids, and there's a sober high school that we give scholarships to kids graduating, going on to college. So over the years, like dealing with like the younger generation that's facing this, just kind of seeing like all kinds of, walks of life, from city kids to suburban kids to rich kids to poor kids, whatever it might be, all affected by this thing equally. And one of the things that, you hear a lot in Massachusetts is like, from a government perspective, the harm reduction model, which is basically, hey, listen, we're writing these kids off. They're never going to recover. Let's kind of give them, Suboxone or methadone or other kind of like low dose opiates to just string them out forever and have them, hopefully stay out of jail. And I just think that like we all think that like kids deserve a better shot than that. We should give them more of a chance and not write them off. So that's what this song's about. Take it away, fellas.
Maestro's ready. 1, 2, 3, 4.
As a point of conversation, he was referencing relation to the corner he came from, the company he came.
She was from the country, far from the city. They shared one love, they were destined for defeat.
He was tortured, he was troubled.
She was sick and she was lost, searching for an answer, rebels with a cause.
Doing what they do to get what they need.
Life was cheap, there were no guarantees. Dead end kids, you don't want them, you don't need them, and you'll always find a reason when you need to write them off. Dead end kids, you can take them, you can leave them. You said they'd never listen, you said they'd be better off. But we believed in you, we knew it from the start. Hey kid, you got high.
They were wretched, they were raw, they were tough and they were mean.
They were scared, they were cold, they were somewhere in between. Looking for a chance from someone who believed.
Remember what you see ain't always what it seems.
So give a kid a hand, lift them up and dust them off.
Many will stumble, others will be lost.
For all who failed, so many will succeed.
Don't be angry at the kids, be angry at the greed.
Dead end kids, you don't want them, you don't need them, and you'll always find a reason when you need to write them off. Dead end kids, you can take them, you can leave them. You said they'd never listen, you said they'd be better off. But we believed in you, we knew it from the start. Hey kid, you got high.
Dead end kids,
You don't want them, you don't need them.
dead end kids,
You always write them off.
dead end
You
kids,
can take them, you can leave them.
dead end
You
kids,
said they'd be better off.
dead end kids.
You don't want them, you don't need them, and you'll always find a reason when you need to write them off. Dead end kids, you can take them, you can leave them. You said they never listen, you said they'd be better off. Dead end kids, you don't want them, you don't need them, and you'll always find a reason when you need to write them off. Dead end kids, you can take them, you can leave them. You said they never listen, you said they'd be better off. But we believed in you, we knew it from the start. Hey kid, you got high.
That was awesome. One of the most fun things about doing Facebook Lives here is seeing how fans come together in the comments section, literally around the world. And right now you have fans saying hi and various...
Hi.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
From California, Brazil, Vienna, Paris,
Brazil, California.
Long Island.
What was the third one?
The third one, Vienna.
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 Wie geht's
I thought you said Uganda. I was like,
Uganda.
I never toured there yet.
Scotland and South Dakota, among so many others.
South Dakota.
And I think one of the most obvious things about the band is its immense following. You guys have such a following, and you were just talking about it, particularly because we weren't a fan of yours at a show last night. And so I'd love to know what role for you personally have your fans played. How have you related to them over the years?
It's funny because, you know, so much of when people talk about the band, they talk about our relationship to Boston because we sing about it. And, you know, it is obviously like if our lyrical topic is what's going on in our life, you know, oftentimes it's about where we live and where we're from. But we've been fortunate for 20 years to be going around the world, and people will say, oh, I didn't know you toured outside of the Northeast, and you know, and it's funny is I don't know really in the internet age you could say, well, you know, you have a worldwide following because everything's worldwide, but we had a worldwide following for you know 19 of the 20 years, and we feel like I never really left Boston before the band, so it's like it's just amazing, and it's a good time to take the opportunity to say thank you to all the fans who have bought our records, come to our shows, said hello. We have the greatest job on earth. It's not lost on us. And, you know, a little back history on the band is it started on a bet from a kid I was bartending with. And he said, you're always talking about starting a band. He went to Berklee School of Music. Matt, shout out to Matt. Thank you. And I took him up on the bet on 3 weeks' notice. And we learned 4 covers. And we wrote 2 originals. And we played them twice to make a 12-song set. I won the bet. Never paid me. It worked out in the end. And you know, kind of all like our jobs at the time were all like, can I just take a few months off? We're going to just go around the country once and have a laugh, you know. So like, it's just amazing that we've got to do 9 albums, and it's a big day for us with it coming out. So a lot of gratitude for the people who paid attention, including yourselves.
Yeah, well, congrats again on the new album.
Thank you.
Will you tell us about your third and final song?
Well, we decided to go with a theme. You know, there was kind of the 3 songs in the album that were written about this same cause, and once again, it was kind of about hope and like when you're down. And this could apply to anything in someone's life. Everyone, you know, I want to meet the person who's never had to face a struggle or any adversity in their life, but I don't know if they're out there. But you know, sometimes when the odds seem insurmountable and it seems like, how do I get from here to here? You know, you got to just sometimes just do the next right little thing and put one foot in front of the other. And, you know, if here is where you're told you can get to in life, you know, you can still get to there. And that's kind of the story of the band in a way, you know, like we got past any expectations we ever had or ever wanted, but it came from a lot of, you know, little footsteps, man, and a lot of paying our way, paying our dues, you know, kind of paying my way is kind of trying to say paying your dues, you know. So that's what the song's called, Paying My Way.
Wake and pray, work all day, walk past the places that I used to lay. Now I'm paying my way, I'm paying my way. Some days are hard, some days are long. Some days I'm weak, some days I'm strong. I'm paying my way, I'm paying my way. I'm paying my way, I'm paying my way. But my hopes are so much higher. Don't count me out, I'm a survivor. I chase these dreams down city streets, dead end roads that no one sees, and I'm proud to be a fighter. Don't shut me out, don't hold me down. I'm right here, I'll be around. I'm paying my way, I'm paying my way. Some days are slow, some days fly by. Some days I laugh, some days I cry. I'm paying my way, I'm paying my way. I'm paying my way, I'm paying my way. But my hopes are so much higher. Don't count me out, I'm a survivor. I chase these dreams down city streets, dead end roads that no one sees, and I'm proud to be a fighter. to be a fighter.
That's my applause. That's my applause button, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, man, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So I guess to wrap up, you guys are about to go on tour first in Europe. Is that right?
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, and then
Long
you'll be
tour.
coming back to the U.S.?
Yeah, we go like for a month, kind of mid-January to mid-February. Come back, a few days off, and then mid-February to mid-March in the U.S. And then some sporadic stuff in April and May, and back to Europe in June, July, and then a big outside summer tour with another band that we're friends with in August.
Are you allowed to say who it is yet?
I've been told I can't yet.
All right. We'll just have to wait and see. Well, then,
Just
we'll
building
see.
some suspense, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. Keep them waiting. We'll see you back in New York probably in early to mid-March, was it?
Yeah, we're playing out in Huntington in mid-March, kind of staying out of the downtowns, you know, in the major markets, because they're coming back in the summer. So we'll be back somewhere in the summer. I don't know, maybe like Coney Island or something like that, you know.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for being here and sharing your music with us. We are so happy to have you, and we hope you'll come visit us again soon.
We'd love to. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very cool room you have here, by the way. Honored to play amongst this great music. So thank you. Check our pockets on the way out.